Yeah! It's time, baby! He's a very tall man who really loves tunes. Can you climb the mountain? Will you be approved? It's the Mountain Jew Review. It's the Mountain Jew Review. Welcome to the Mountain Jew Review.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, internet land, Facebookers, YouTubers, Mountaineers, we have one of these cool ones where we got a full group today. We have the one, the only, first string Monopoly, and we got...
Sheesh. Alright, yeah.
Alright, guys. And welcome to the interview. So,
how did he do that?
The wallet?
This is crazy.
we got the Assassin 402,
Yeah, he was bitch.
King Killer,
King Killer 2X.
and
BKT.
OG TN 3X.
You're
Best part about this, guys, I get Web Redemption like 7.0 today because this is another one of the wonderful gentlemen, the third one this time, that was part of the first show I hosted, and I ruined his name.
let's get it.
And how do you like that, guys? I get to hang out with him again and make a redemption. There's nothing better than slaughtering a guy's name and him not killing him for it. Like, seriously, like, all these guys want to give people shit, and I just want to thank you for being real humble about that and just being super kosher, because some of you guys take that shit super serious, and some of us do not mean any harm by it. We're really shitty with it, but it's cool as hell that I have you guys here. It was super dope that you were actually part of the first show I hosted, which busted my cherry on doing all kinds of shit like that. Shout out to Strikes Tyler. Thanks for putting that on.
Ugly dude. Oh, God. I see you.
But
Ugly as
sweet
fuck,
part
bro.
about that is these are tie-dye socks Tyler made me.
I feel you. Yeah, he owed me some. Tyler, you owe.
You owe.
Oh.
From that show, I've had Juju, I've had Two
Shout out
Strikes,
Juju.
and
Until maybe.
Tilly,
Yeah.
and then Casey Boog.
Yeah. Okay.
And Boog was definitely one of the ones I fucked up big time. He was awesome and humble coming back.
Wasn't Drum there too, or
Drama?
no? That was probably a different show.
I was like,
That was Juju's
was
birthday
Release.
or
I was about to say that.
CD release.
Flyers
Yep.
out.
I ain't. Yep, we did.
Yeah, but not all the names on there are right.
Um,
Because some of them guys no showed and somebody else was new.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna be on that.
It was a
show,
dope
but
show.
I couldn't do it.
It was the first show at Omaha Lounge, first hip hop show they allowed to be done.
That's
Which
crazy.
it was such a great
Shout
turnout.
out to
We
Omaha
all
Lounge.
Omaha Lounge,
Omaha
you're
Lounge.
doing us really solid with that. We have so many great shows coming up there and so many good acts. I really thank you guys for allowing us to come in turn a jazz lounge into a hip hop lounge.
Right on
That's
God.
dope. Like, not too many people would allow that because, just the stigma of the culture itself is really what kind of does us in Omaha. And then for them just to kind of push that aside and be like, yeah, come in. Your guys' staff are amazing, wonderful, welcoming. Like, it's just great. So, next to jumping down Omaha's coattails there, let's dive into our interview, guys. We'll start individually. Where are you guys from? Where'd you grow up?
Omaha, Nebraska, all my life, you know what I'm saying? North side, Douglas County. North of Omaha, you know what I'm saying? Miller Park area, you know what I'm saying, where I grew up, and others, you know what I'm saying? All over the city, really. You know what I'm saying?
But Omaha boy.
Yeah.
You actually lived in Flint for a while too.
Oh yeah, lived out there in Flint, Michigan for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying, when I was younger. You know what I'm saying. Then came back to the city. You know what I'm saying, missed home.
Yeah, this
had to
is
come
way
back
back in the
home
day.
way back.
Look, that might explain some things. He probably had that unfiltered water, guys.
Boy.
We apologize.
Yeah, unfiltered water, and then I figured out the secret how to turn Super Saiyan on.
True Life. What's up, True Life?
Gang. I see you, True.
But yeah.
King Killa, where you from?
Shit, same thing. Omaha, Nebraska, born and raised. You know what I'm saying? St. Joseph Hospital. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
For you cats that don't know, St. Joseph Hospital is there off of North 30th and Cummings. It's no longer there.
Killer Joe.
Right.
But you young cats, that's where that hospital is.
Right, for the young. Right. Yeah, don't get confused. We young old. No. But yeah, we've been all around the city, man. This is my older brother.
Yeah, we actually
we didn't
blood, brother.
grow up together, but we grew up together. Like we met each other when we was like 10, 9. Well, I was like 10, 9. He's 3 years older than me.
Yeah,
So-
I was like 13.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
when
dope.
I first met
It's crazy. Yeah, I'm the only child. He got hella brothers and sisters and shit.
Yeah,
But we all came together.
kind of
and shit.
chunky out here, but as far as our dad's kids, it's just
Yeah,
You know what I'm
crazy shit. Yeah, just all around the city,
Yeah.
moving around.
moving the group. We're trying to keep positive out here. Out of all the negative shit that's going on out here, we trying to focus on some other money.
Definitely.
How about you, Assassin?
Well, see, I was born on the north side, moved to the south side, and then moved to Bellevue with my grandparents. So I'm from O.
But kept going south and ended up in
And
Bellevue.
then back to south.
All right.
Back to the south side.
So we just found out you guys are brothers. If we didn't know that, I just learned that today.
Definitely.
How'd you guys form First String Monopoly?
Shit, that was shout out to Timmy Slick. He's in Houston, Texas right now. You probably gonna hop on my Instagram. Shout out to bro.
Shout out to Slicker Biscuit.
Me and him started First String Boys actually probably like 12 years ago or something like that. And that was out of his garage.
So it was originally
It's called
FSB.
Yeah, it was originally FSB. I have my first song on YouTube all the way back. That first got dropped with the homie JQ, who kind of be rapping a little bit. Everybody knows the homie T-Vision. Like, I knew him way back, but before he started doing all this shit, like, he's a videographer now. He be fucking with the Christian circuit. He fucks with J. Crumb, does a lot of streetlight videos. Shout out to Future. But, and actually, crazy, Jacob Sanders on Facebook, his name's Future Few. I don't know what he's going by these days. Actually, I kind of do know what he's going by, but I can't remember right now. But anyway, he changed his name. I just can't remember what it is.
Walt Fortune.
Walt Fortune, that's
Shout
it.
out Walt Fortune.
Yeah.
That's the man of the 10 names here.
Facts. So, he actually, because me and him, I don't know, just put the business out there, but me and him, we was on drug court together when we was like close to like aging out the system, and like we started kind of fucking with each other and rapping and shit. And then he came with me and TC, who TC is younger than me, but he kind of looked up to me rapping a little bit. He's from Papillion. We started it in like the Halleck Park garage in his house.
Yeah, in the garage.
And like
he
was rapping on like a little one of them little like Apple mic type joints, like a little square little joint. And like he would just be like, oh, how's this? Do you like my shit? And I'd be like, hell yeah, because I'm the type of person, I don't really judge people like that. Like if I hear you and I feel like potential in you, like I will let that be known. Like, and so I seen the potential in him, and then he just started
Just needed a
becoming
little bit of professional production
and like
to
the
it.
team and just people believing in him, and he got crazy. So me and him dropped a little mixtape, but we ain't get it. It's not out. Like people who knew us back then heard it and shit. Rapping over like little mixtape beats and shit.
Like,
it was hard.
Like it was kind of crazy. They never really got to release that because like it would be so much chaos in the in between. People would be like, "Hey, yo, where'd you get who that?"
It was just
Let
crazy.
me get that.
And,
And they're like, "No, this is like the."
that was
only
right
demo."
after I dropped my first shit, so it just
Guys, look, back to full circle on the mixtape thing. Don't diss mixtapes when somebody hands it to you. Listen
Facts.
to the damn thing.
It's crazy. I got still
Mixtapes are
listening
some
to
of
shit
the
from way
best
back.
shit you'll ever hear.
Talk about where
Right.
the weed. I'll be like, nigga, what? Where the weed? Nigga, I was 13 when I did that.
Well, most mixtapes I've heard from people, especially our local side or basement tapes. Some of these older cats, they're definitely basement tapes.
Right.
Yeah.
They're so raw that if just a little professional style to them, and they're going to be a fire song. And again, guys, that goes back to don't throw your shit away.
Right.
Like, just if you don't like it, put it on the shelf. Somebody else is gonna fucking like it. Let them
That's a
listen
fact.
to it. I'll tell you that. You're your worst critic. Everybody knows
That's a
that.
fact. That's
You
a
know.
fact.
And one of the fire examples, KG Boog, the new song he just dropped out. That was a song that he actually was about to toss out because he didn't like it. Thought it was gonna be garbage. Sitting on it for a little while, and somebody's like, "Dude, let's rework it a bit." And guess what? It's straight fire.
Right.
All it needs is a right hand to rework.
Yeah, don't be afraid to recycle some shit.
Well, yeah, and that's not.
I get on my
there's-
Lil Wayne shit.
There's
I
nothing
recycle
wrong
that
with
a lot
look
of
at
times.
half of these artists out there anyways. Most of their shit
There's
is
a lot
probably
of
from
recycle
15 years.
verses in the
A
streets.
lot of
I'ma tell
recycle
you
verses. Some
now.
of the hottest shit y'all hearing right now got made 10 years ago.
If not longer.
Right.
But
You know,
Facts.
I will say this to
Like,
make that
facts.
story short. It basically, we all just came together and was trying to figure out a name for something, and we just made it like first string boys. Like we on the first string. Like we them guys. And then like Magic, shout out to Magic, who also fuck with Bopper Dogs, Hangman, and all them some Northside rappers.
Actually, no.
All
business.
that shit started
No
popping
fucking
off,
no
and then
business.
we formed that. But then Slick moved, and a bunch of other shit happened, and I already had a team of artists that I had fucked with. Like my brother was the first one to start rapping. He put me on with it, and I was kind of like, all right, I'm fucking with it, but I ain't sure. And then I started rapping with Davey Boy and Ryan Gradeville. Shout out to Lil King. That was the first nigga I ever started
Oh,
rapping
God.
with.
King.
And me and him and everybody just started coming together. Like BK was like, "Oh, these niggas can rap." So then we just started coming
You know what I'm
together
saying?
because the only thing he was missing was the connections, because he'd been rapping. So we just started getting everything together, and it all just formulated to First String Monopoly, which is now the mature version, I guess, with everybody we've been rocking with, minus the new addition, him and Jimmy Mack. But
Shout out to my
Scott
Jimmy.
is Scott.
Oh,
and Scott
and
IE.
Scott
Scott
I
IE.
motherfucking
Scott IE.
Scott.
But you know, and that's pretty much how First String came to be. You know,
Nice. That's a really super organic one.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
I mean, yeah, it was
There's
just
not a lot of bouncing around, more of a whole lot of connecting.
I ain't gonna lie,
Yeah.
I can't
And that's
say.
what I like to
I
hear.
can't say if me and Lil King never stopped making music, if it would be like how it is now though. Cause me and Lil King were doing. That's when I first met Surreal, Ryan Porter,
Pedro.
Mars, Mars. Literally, when I started rapping, that's why I get so much respect, because I knew I started with Surreal, Rowdy. Back when they were doing the River Ride series, and we was rapping in Sokol and Shay Riley's, like I was the 13-year-olds, had to call in probation and sneak and run into on stage
That's
with
how you know he's old school when he dropped Shay O'Reilly.
telling you.
That's 4 names back on a
Like,
lounge, guys.
For real, back when Lookout Lounge had 3 different names.
Yeah.
3 different names ago when the old with what's his name? Dave Black.
right.
Back when he owned that joint.
Shark
Like,
Club and Rhythms and
Shark Club is kind of, it was like in between both, but it really started getting more known with like the stuff they were doing before it closed.
Yeah.
When I consider the OG guys of the town, when I first kind of got into doing shows and not really knowing the local guys like I do now. Facebook wasn't popping back then.
Exactly. MySpace.
But Shay O'Reilly's is where I first seen a lot of local acts.
Yeah, facts. Shay Riley. Shout out Shay Riley.
And that's how you know when a guy's a good old school, when the scene was really starting to get popping.
Yeah,
Is
definitely.
they played Shay O'Reilly's because they've made it with some of these guys that are, believe it or not, reality.
Prophecies,
You know,
the realities.
like you guys,
the prophecies,
again, that's King ISO if you don't know, but that's the first time I seen him was at Shay O'Reilly's. You know,
But yeah,
so
I'll let Assassin explain how he came in. You know what I'm saying?
so since you're a newbie to
That's what I'm saying.
to the group,
Explain to everybody else. I'm gonna let you know.
how'd you get involved in First String Boys?
Well, see, it was through BK. Because I met BK at first. I can't say how because I'm not about to get into all that.
That's what.
The ball was wide.
Wow.
But, I mean, so you know, like, I'm new to this, like, to the like, branding part of music, like, pushing it out and all that stuff, because, I mean, when
The more
I was-
professional side.
Yeah, the more professional side. I really
My man,
freestyle.
shout out
Like,
Lincoln.
I'm a freestyler. I
Big time.
mean, I don't even write none of my music. The shit that we about to do is literally all freestyle.
freestyle.
So,
Freestyle.
like, so, like, I was just a freestyle rapper. Like, we'd be playing basketball, freestyling, walking ignorance, because, you know, ignorance.
And again, that's another reason why mixtapes are awesome, because a lot of them are people freestyling over other beats.
Ooh.
Which is crazy because he hates mixtapes, but I'm not even gonna mention that.
Hey,
He's younger than we
but
are.
look,
so.
but look, but look. Check out my mixtape.
Oh god.
I don't hate that one.
Chronicles of the Dead. It's on SoundCloud. You gonna like it.
That
It's
shit
fire.
hard. On game.
Fire. I got gang all through
Fire.
it. Gang
Yeah,
all
that's
through it.
It is,
And I
it's
got my boy
crazy.
Nemo Rap on that bitch. Shout out to gang.
I'm mixing mastering
gang,
most
gang.
of it.
Factuals.
Yeah.
See, but I was rapping, like, him and I would be rapping and shit. I showed him, like, some shit that I was working on, and him and I actually made a song. It's called No Bonds.
yeah.
We made a couple of them back
Well,
then.
okay,
It was
but
like
we
5.
made No Bonds, and then, like, the
Shout
other
out to
ones.
Replenish. That was the Replenish days.
Shout out to
I'm glad.
Ugly.
Really, we could
That's my
attribute
nigga.
you coming to Replenish.
No.
No, it wasn't. No.
It was before that?
It was way before that.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah.
Hey, but look. All right, so. Hey, but look. All right, my fault. So him and I were making songs and shit, but like we actually made one called No Bonds. It's on YouTube right now.
That shit popping. It's about to be on my
fire.
mixtape that I'm about to drop shortly.
Little chomping
You already
joint.
know.
Little chomping joint. But
Shout out for
Nigga.
Man TV 402.
Nerd.
pretty much, like, you know, it was a normal day. We was smoking. He called him up. He called, you know, this nigga Killer up and was like, yeah, I got somebody. Whoop-de-woo. And this nigga, you know, I mean, y'all, if you know this nigga, you know, you're like, man, listen, we gonna see. We gonna see. We gonna see what cuz on. That's what I mean. So, you know what I mean, pulled up. We was by the basketball court chiefing.
Right.
Nigga threw on a beat. I was like, this nigga wanna rap?
Right.
Okay. we was rapping and shit. You know what I mean? Back and forth type shits.
That
And
nigga
this
start
nigga was
hitting.
like, yeah, we going to the studio.
That nigga start hitting.
we going to the studio.
No, he started hitting with the.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah. Most of the people that's in First String, 'cause there's a lot of people like shout out Sergeant Hayes, shout out the General, shout out the Zombie, shout out
Wandering Poet.
the
we
Wandering
like,
Poet, shout out
we
everybody.
like the Nebraska Wu-Tang.
Shout out Neves.
We
Yeah,
deep.
like we have a deep,
We
but
deep,
everybody
bro.
that is in the team is like it's literally like family or they prove themselves upon contact, and I was just like, yo, nobody's fucking with y'all. Oh, okay,
Okay.
all right. All right, they gonna see. The niggas asleep. All right, y'all mistake. You know what I'm saying?
See, don't be afraid. If you're asked, do it, bro. Like,
Okay.
that's all it was done.
I ain't
I'm
gonna freeze up
telling
in the
you.
freestyle session.
Yeah,
I'm
at all.
going dumb.
You know?
Fuck
If
that.
niggas don't start rapping, I'm gonna rap.
And it's crazy
It's
because
him
ever
time.
since then we just been going crazy.
Ridiculous.
Redunk.
That's awesome. That's super organic, and I really like that. That's probably one of the cooler stories of, because, you know, it's always like, oh, I wouldn't hit him up, and like, you know, This is more of just
sounds like
you
unity-
guys
unity.
grew
And
together.
it's crazy.
And
I've always
and
been
that's
showed
awesome.
love.
Like,
Like
all this
back when
came
I came
organic.
in, yeah, like back when I came in, everybody showed love back then. Like it was a lot of like
Facts.
I say it was a lot of like, and I don't want to offend nobody by saying this, but I say it was a lot of like torch carriers that wasn't trying to pass torches.
Facts.
A lot of people was just like not trying to like let the next generation in. And I remember for a while it was like there was all these shows. There was people that was like AP and them putting me on the radio and all that. And I recorded one of my first songs in Petro Studio. Like people were really helping us move around. But it's like when it came time, I feel like a lot of people got old and they was just like, damn, I've been doing this shit forever and I ain't really did too much. So it started hitting them because it hitting me. Like I've done a lot though, but it's hitting me like I'm getting older. Like this shit is crazy. So I feel like it hit them, and instead of handling it that way, a lot of people went to drugs, a lot of people fell off, a lot of people went back to their families, a lot of people said, fuck it, I ain't been making money for 10 years throwing these shows. I'm cool.
There was a dead session there.
There was a dead
We-
set.
we
Like
all-
artists was throwing shows. I was throwing shows.
we all
like,
know there was a dark age there.
it was a dark age
for
of
a period
Omaha
in
hip hop.
this
That was
scene.
right before you came. Trust
For
me.
real?
It was
Yeah,
bad. It was
it's
bad, bro.
crazy.
It was
A
bad.
lot of
Then they tried
people
to shut
stab
down
people in the
hip-hop.
back.
It was crazy.
And-
It was crazy.
and any of you
crazy.
involved in that,
It's crazy.
most of you have redeemed yourself
Yeah,
and have made amazing
yeah.
character arcs in
And
that.
it's crazy because there's
and
a
it's
lot
a story
of
worth
people
hearing
that
out of
came
these
back
people.
and that are still grinding.
Like, it's awesome because they fell off. You didn't hear about them for a while, and then they're back. And then the ones that haven't
and
popped
maybe
back,
they didn't necessarily fall off. Like my boy Galvanized Strong, like he's just very
step back a little bit.
and he's
And
older. He
again-
was like, I'm cool and like I've improved myself. Like I'm about to chill. And then when
Again,
that happens,
Tron,
there's voids.
he is one of
You know
my
what I'm saying?
all-time
I love
favorites.
Galvan. That's my dog. Him
Like,
and Frank Schemes, like
him and
come on now.
Shook One I seen open
Yeah,
for.
Shit was my boy. I
I seen
partied
him.
with him when I first met him.
I
didn't even know
seen
him
them
from
two
music.
open for MC Chris about 9 years
Yeah.
ago.
And it's crazy because when I first met him, never would I expected him to do the things he did today. And I'm looking at him now like, wow, he's got the hundreds of thousands of views.
And by
He's
the
a
way, if you
professional
didn't,
gamer
if you didn't
in
see that,
Thailand.
if you didn't see my Tron episode and you thought I was the Mountain Jew, that motherfucker's like 6 foot fucking
Bro.
12, bro. He's
Yes.
huge.
He used to always
That's-
wear the camo at the
I
shows.
had to bust out my big stools when he got
I
here.
bet.
Because he looked down, he
Bro,
said,
he's so
man, that
huge.
little chair ain't gonna work.
God.
See,
Shout
and
out
that's
to them.
this
Shout out
is
to
why I
Side
love
7,
our
bro,
scene,
too.
guys,
Like,
because again,
it was crazy.
everybody on this has a different logo, but it all comes back to the same.
Fuck
You
yeah.
know, it's all one love.
Fuck
Everybody,
Bro,
Right.
I only know like 5 people in there.
I know, and he's like,
because he's a youngin.
He is.
It's not
and-
even that. It's just like I've been around like a lot Bacon and all them niggas, because I was cool with, or I'm cool with Louisi Films. He be shooting. He used to shoot their music videos and shit. So like, I mean, that's how I met a lot of these motherfuckers.
But that's what this podcast is for, because if people watch it and then they get to see, holy shit, there's 37 dudes on this episode in 2 months. Like, how many artists are in Omaha? And I tell them
That's what I'm saying. They
and
get,
I tell them that's only 2% of you guys.
and I'm gonna be honest. Like a vast majority of the scene is very talented.
If they
in
get
one way
pushed
or
in
another.
the right.
Yeah, like
And I think sometimes people
There's
stretch
different-
themselves too thin because they want to touch everything, or
I agree.
they've been predatored by somebody, so they're
Exactly.
afraid to reach out to another
Yeah,
person.
definitely.
And this way, people learn. Look, there's 17 other dudes in this town that do engineering.
Mhm.
You know, if you had a
Exactly.
bad
Y'all
experience
better
with
take
one of them,
advantage of y'all local platforms, man. For real.
That's for real. That's for real.
Right.
And then that's the thing I feel like is because I've gotten to a more intelligent level with it. Because I've been doing this shit so long. I was 13. I'm 30 now.
Right.
That's a long time of rapping and being around the scene and meeting people. That's what I know a lot. I've seen a lot. I've seen Jamal. I've kicked it with Jamal's. Like Jamal's know my baby, my first baby mama. Like
shout out to
personally,
Maz.
like yeah, shout out Jamal's. Like
He's
you know, Prophecy's one of my best friends. Like
That's the guy right there.
you
That's
know,
dope.
it's just crazy.
Obviously,
'cause-
this is going to air after it, but he got on some Hellfire
Hit the
Entertainment
golf
Series
ball.
show that sponsors my podcast.
Didn't we do a
That's
show
lit.
like last year?
So I'm
We did
super
do a
excited
show with
for
bro.
that.
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember that.
It's just crazy, and
Oh,
I realized
bro.
that's why I'm not in the city as much. I realized we got to start like traveling more. We got to start going out of town. And once
And
I realized
I've tried
that,
to hit that point. Look up your Spotify numbers and your streaming numbers and see where your cities are at, where the numbers are
yeah,
big.
that's what I started.
If you
doing.
have big polls in Kansas City, big polls in St. Joseph, big polls in Des
But see,
Moines, hook up with the
the
local
only thing
guys
about
there.
that though is that a lot of people still gotta build their shit up because
Well, that's why
there's
you
a lot
look.
of people that are
You
behind.
network with
Even
us. You network with other artists that are similar to you in them other cities,
Every
and
show
then you
we go
switch
to,
spots
that's
with them.
networking
Exactly.
is a
Hey,
big
come
part
do a
of the
show.
thing.
I'm on in
Exactly.
Omaha, and I'll come down and do a show with
And
you.
the thing is, even if we did that within the city, so many more people would be doing shit. Like
yes.
Bates, I just did a collab with Bates,
Shout out Bates.
but Bates just reached on 2 different songs 100,000.
I've been preaching with everybody.
You know what I'm
you know,
saying?
you
More
have your.
collabs.
It's
The,
niggas
you
working
can do
here
a
too,
show
bro.
with 100 logos and it's still a no logo show.
Right.
You don't. No, I love the promoters. Shout out to Devin and Strawstone and Doug Smith and all them guys. You work hard for us. You give us great national acts. You get these venues to work well with us.
Right.
But sometimes some of these artists feel stifled, and I'm telling them you can go without a promoter logo. And that's been done, and it's being done. And I've had artists on that have done that. And that's important for people to understand. Tyler Johnson, 2 Strikes, he's done plenty of shows with no logo.
Right.
You know, and he puts his logo and everybody else on, but there's no promoter logo for the shows he throws. And it's
Even
for
me
the artist.
personally, I've thrown our logo on a couple of shits, but not really.
Yeah, but you're usually part of the show
Yeah,
too,
definitely,
so then it's
definitely,
acceptable. It's not just one logo on there and then you're controlling every aspect. There's other avenues, guys. Speaking of that,
Oh God.
Nigga went Super
Shout out
Saiyan.
my nigga Junebug for the logo.
just needed a little aura around it, like the blast flame, so it really looked like Goku.
Facts, I'm telling you.
Look like a ghetto
We want to know, we've heard about the Assassin 402's mixtape. What else we got coming out, guys?
So we got a group tape coming out, the purple tape and
Two group tapes. The New Midwest.
the
and
New
then
Midwest
the
and purple tape. That's
tape.
also got a feature from him.
I'm all over these
King
tapes.
Archer, yeah, a couple of
By the
features from
way.
him. King Archer, it's a couple of different
Yeah,
features. Guap.
Guapping around. Shout out to
Couple
Guap
other
and the
people.
Tilly.
And then he's dropping.
Guap was on the
Jimmy
show
Mack.
I did.
Is this the?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's
Yep,
not
yeah,
the one.
Yep, yeah,
But
Guap.
yeah, and then
'Cause I don't think
Hey, shout out to that nigga Jimmy Mack.
Shout out
Two
to Mack
C's.
Will.
Yeah,
Two
see,
C's, Mac
That's
Will.
why sometimes these flyers suck, because Guap was on the show, but he's not
Yeah.
on the flyer.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
But
See.
and then we got the My Germ Sick tape, and
So
then
yeah, I'm working on this project called My Journeys the Sick Tape, right? I got I'm probably gonna do 3 installments. The first one is completely done. I just have to get it mixed and mastered, and then I'm gonna drop that. And it's
Right.
gonna be available
So who does your?
much
Do you guys do a lot of it in house for mix
Yeah.
and mastering?
So,
in-house mixing and mastering.
definitely
bro.
got to shout out Aaron Thomas, my motherfucking best friend, my dog, my
My
brother,
brother.
my soul, my
Mustachio.
partner. Yeah,
Love you.
Mustachio. If
Love
it
you,
wasn't
bro.
for Rival, we would not even be here right now.
Facts.
That's my dog. He moved from Jack, Michigan a bunch of years ago, and I met him through a mutual person, and he's been the GOAT ever since then. One of the coldest.
Right.
I put his producing skills against anybody without a second thought and bet my whole bank on it. Like,
Oh, also check
the,
out Like
the
Jesus.
Rival is the fucking go. If you need beats, he can make any. If you got a sample of anything, he could do it. If you want him to remake a beat for you, he can do it. He just tell him what you want done, and it's getting done.
His
Like
quality
that
is all
nigga's
that.
cra's and his shit is nigga.
His
He's
quality-
like he's a
quality is
whole.
top of the line.
He's the prime example of a Midwest producer, but he's got such different sounds. Like his synthesizer, he uses a lot of synthesizers. I call it trap opera. But he uses it for real because he uses a lot of crazy like
I like that.
dynamics and like real. I can see him on a lot of different people's music, and he has collaborated with a lot of different people. But he does a lot of our mixing and mastering, engineering. I also mix and master, but
Yeah. He's done a lot of.
I just got new equipment, so I ain't been doing it, and I've been taking advantage of bro doing it because he's cold as fuck on both avenues.
Well, and then sometimes it's easier time constraints.
Hell yeah, because I'm
you
doing
know,
everything else, man. Like
like,
I'm setting up shows and
again,
doing all
if
kind
it-
of shit.
yeah.
I'm not even trying to mix this shit.
That's why
I just wanna
sometimes,
rap
guys.
sometimes.
Exactly. Sometimes it's hard to have your fingers in every pot and control every aspect.
Hey, my nigga Slick the Bisco. That's
Hey,
who I was
what's
just
good,
talking
Slick,
about. I
man?
told y'all he was gonna
Okay.
pop up. Timmy Slick, my boy. What's
My
good,
God.
boy? Hope you doing good out there in Houston, baby.
Shout out Slick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hold it up.
Any music videos you guys thinking about doing?
Uh,
I like that chuckle.
Plenty.
Well,
we got all kind of crazy shit getting ready to come out. Like I was supposed to been dropped the moving around
music
video.
videos.
That's coming.
Fucking.
I just want to get everybody excited
We're
here,
trying to
guys.
get movies, maybe in the
Yeah,
works.
so we're doing.
All
Look, we're
sorts
doing
of
the
stuff.
documentaries.
Documentaries for
We
sure.
definitely got 2 different. He's doing one. I'm probably gonna edit it. I'm doing one. I'm also gonna edit it. A little
If I were to you on editing these interviews, which aren't much at all, fuck you guys. I made a minute and
Bro,
5-second
and
video
look,
to a goddamn theme
and
song,
that's what
and
I'm
it took
saying,
like
like,
4 hours.
I'm new to this shit.
Pay your fucking editors, guys.
For real.
Like, that is
I'm
an
new to
art
this
and a
shit.
work.
I have a very big respect for people that do that shit, but it's just like as an
It seems so easy until you really get into it.
does.
And then you find
You gotta
all these
respect that
other
shit,
little
bro.
shit, and then you're like, dude, everything I just thought was fire is now trash because I learned this one extra little thing.
Right.
So,
Right.
shout out to
Yeah.
you, editors. Shout out to you for diving
You know what
into
I'm
it and
saying?
doing it, bro.
I just
because,
feel like, you know
like I
what I'm
said,
saying? I
editing these
believe in
podcasts.
these niggas, bro. So it's like at the end of the day, if I can save us some money or if I could do it myself, I'm gonna try my best to do whatever I can to help the homies. Like, but we actually did shoot a video of the Dragon. We're probably gonna drop. It's a little something. We'll see. I've seen worse. I've seen better. But it's his first. It's his first shit, and it's for a mixtape. So we just gonna drop it and see how it do. You know what I'm saying?
I got a couple of videos.
Good,
He's
you guys
got a
are your
couple
worst
videos.
critics.
Exactly.
Remember that.
Of course.
Yeah,
And that's how you supposed to be. Like, I feel like we take the shit so serious. If I'm listening to the shit and it don't sound right, they both always ask me like, "What you think?" I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm not the type that's just gonna be like, "Hell yeah, that shit hard."
You can really read it on my face, so I'll be like,
Yeah, you
That
should probably
ain't it,
do it, bro. You should probably
that
do it.
ain't it.
But if I got that,
And don't take it personal when they have
nigga
them
come out-
looks
I
on
come
their
out the
face.
booth.
It's
Hell yeah.
I come out the booth, this nigga like,
Look, and it's crazy because at the same time when I be doing my shit,
they might even know it. I'll be looking at their expressions just to see what they look like. Like, all right, they don't look too impressed. I might have to.
you know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
Like, I'm the type, like, if I'm not making somebody then at least crick their eyebrow, like,
We might have to go redo this.
Right on
you know,
God.
and don't take it as a personal shot.
You know.
You know, it's anybody critiquing your work is just trying to make you better.
For real.
That's all it is,
If
guys.
If you can't handle the critique,
I mean, I guess to realize the difference between people being trolls and dicks versus critiquing, because there are some people that are straight assholes,
you got a tough skin for this shit.
and that's the most important part. You know, like not everybody's like me and nice.
For real.
But again, I'm not nice either. You send me your music and ask me how I think about it, and I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
All right.
Hey,
I
for
mean,
real.
because, well, what's the point of me telling you what I like on a song you're sending me when that's not what you want? I can tell you anything I like, and that's
Well,
not going to fucking make you
And then
better.
You gotta take it with a grain of salt too, because one
What if I don't-
person's trash is another
And then
person's trash.
send you that same track,
You know.
and you think it's fire.
Because look, I'm gonna be real.
You know, that's why I
was
say
just-
don't ever throw your shit away. Have more than
Look,
one of your listen
I
to
was
it.
just
Just because
listening to
one
this
man
shit.
don't like it, that don't mean the next man won't.
For sure.
And,
Yeah.
and I tell you guys this all the time. I do not like every one of your guys' music. Some of you guys belong straight in the garbage bin. But
Facts.
I'm
I second
more than
facts.
welcome
I
to
second
share your
first
string
music.
approved.
I second
And
that.
I love you guys for at least putting it out there.
First
So I'll
string
share
approved.
you, but I don't
That's a
always
fact.
like you.
That's a
So,
fact.
I mean, you know, you guys do good work. You
I thought
work.
about doing reviews,
but-
but I heard so many
Straight
niggas
dumpster
feel
truck
this.
juice.
I heard
Straight
some,
dumpster truck
I've heard this. I've
What
heard
the
someone
fuck is
drop a
this
whack
shit?
track and drop a fire track. Like,
Well, and
they
that's what I
got
mean.
that.
Like, because most of these
I don't
guys
even-
have good music. They just need to find the right guy to help them.
I'm the type of dude, I'll see the potential in
We
it.
can
Like,
work
he's
with
a straight
you.
asshole. He's just gonna be like,
We'll work
no,
with
nigga,
anybody.
turn
See,
that
we them
off.
kind
Like, what
of,
the
we
fuck
them
is this
type
shit?
of guys that are, like, if you got that drive
He gonna
determination,
climb
maybe
this
a
nigga.
little bit of
He
rhythm,
gonna be in the corner.
we can fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We're gonna try to see what we can do. But if it's ass, it's ass. Ain't nothing we can do about that.
If you're straight cash me outside, you're cash me outside. And no auto tune's gonna help that, bro.
That's a fact.
You know,
That's a fact.
like-
Let's be honest.
because
Let's
I'm
be
telling
honest.
you, there's some of you guys that thought you were trash, and people like Marcus Dupree heard you, and now you got an album coming out because Dupree believed in you and worked it right. You know, there's certain people out there that have just got picked up by the right people and got a decent album out.
Y'all are
No.
black as fuck. What the fuck?
bro, you don't
I
see
hate
it,
y'all
bro.
niggas, bro.
Like, I mean, I know some guys have worked with Tilly and come out with fire, and before they were with Tilly, it was a hot heap
Dog
of,
water.
you know,
Exactly.
hot dog flavored water and the starfish.
And that's the thing, like, you gotta respect when people take that shit serious. Like, that's one thing I respect about, and Tilly's my cousin, actually.
Right.
That's
Oh, no
one thing-
shit.
Yeah,
Small
ironic.
world.
Yeah, there's a couple other rappers in the
It's
city
supposed
that's my
to- yeah,
cousins.
we
that
got
I just found out.
Family's
shit.
kind of
Fucking
chunky,
weird.
but we.
But yeah, when I like, I just
Crazy.
respect the fact that like it's like
It's hard.
there's not too many people that know how I want to sound and that I really trust, even with my sound like that. Not that I can't pay a motherfucker $100 and hope for the best. Like, this nigga's probably like, if I go to Make Believe, I'm sure they're gonna make me sound right. It's Make Believe, my nigga. It's like the best studio in town.
Bro, I'm so new to all this. I don't even know what the fuck.
But anyway, you know, I'm sure I could do
But
that.
it's
Or I
something
could go
about
to
that.
Ab.
It's something
I could
about-
go slide on Ab and
Right.
you gonna get me right.
Right.
But
It's
I
something
just like
that.
how it's something about
Comfortable.
how comfortable and,
Comfortability.
me and Rival, we just communicate right. And then besides him, like Attili, I feel like Attili, I like his sound too. Like I like how his engineering. I like his engineering. He takes it
Yeah,
serious.
like on a lot of the
and he
projects that
understands
I got a
the
whole bunch
vocal.
of engineers.
Like,
I'm all over the place with
this
who
shit is a
mastered
for real
and put together
science.
my tape.
It's an engineering. It's a science. It's an art. Like you.
It's literally not just putting your voice over a
That's
track,
what it
It's
guys.
not. It's
It's
not.
like, where does it sit on the low and high and the mid shelf?
And
Like,
when we go back to
how
the
are you
hot
gonna
garbage,
manipulate
that's
it?
what I mean by some of you
Exactly.
guys' hot garbage. You got 4 tracks out, 4 albums out, and it's all just vocals over
Facts.
tracks with
Facts.
no proper
Facts.
engineering in it.
and
it's
that's
just,
why, honestly, I
you
was
could be
Or
fired
setup,
if
or
you,
wordplay. Some of that shit just garbage all the way through.
That's-
Like,
or just cliche as fuck.
yeah.
Facts.
yeah.
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
That's
I've
the
heard
thin
so
line.
many weed raps, and I'm the best raps. I'm fucking tired of hearing them. No
That's
offense to guys. Like,
Nah,
if you
that's
want
a
to rap about it, you're more than welcome to. But
No,
trust
it's a
me,
fact.
we've heard enough weed, and I'm the best raps.
Like, and honestly, that's
Like,
why. So, like,
I'd much rather hear a rap about you frying fucking eggs at this point.
last year.
At least it's new.
Last year around, it was actually right after Christmas. It was supposed to drop on Christmas. I dropped Black Jesus.
Like, Jesus.
And like that was when I first started really free, because now I don't write either anymore. Like, especially after me and this nigga started doing so much music together, it seems like redundant. If I can think about it quick enough and hop in there and do whatever, like, we get it done. Like, I'll still write in my free time because it'll still hit me. But
Yeah.
like, Black Jesus was literally,
Freestyle.
to me, this shit is like one of the best albums to ever even come out of Omaha.
Crack.
And I feel like people don't really, some people kind of like hear it and they're like, all right. And then there's a lot of people that respect it, and there's a lot of people that probably haven't even heard it. But it's just like, when you break it down, just like what you said, you're tired of the I'm the best raps and the weed raps. That's why on this shit, I was going through a dark ass time in life. Like, that was therapy. I listen to that CD and almost tear up sometimes, because that shit literally got me through life. Like, if it wasn't for that CD, I probably wouldn't be here.
That's a story.
You know what I'm saying?
These guys are the 22nd interview we've done.
It's
and
crazy.
what did you just hear? What's the common theme on every one of these? It's therapy for you
It's
guys.
therapy. That shit was
Right.
That's
therapeutic.
why
That
It's-
leveled me to another plane. Like, I was like, okay, I can continue this shit. Like, this is what we do music for.
That's
Somebody
why
else is going.
it's important. Again, do your weed rap, and I'm the best
Yeah.
rap. But
I
when
had a
you
little
put your
play on that, but-
feelings
When you put
on
your feelings
paper,
in, you got-
it's
I was-
so much
I
better
was
for
talking
us
about,
to hear.
I was talking about shit
You
from
know?
my second baby mama to shit about both of them, not seeing my kid, like situations at the hospital that I went through, like, you know, getting robbed, you know what I'm saying, losing packages of things that I ain't gonna talk about that cost me good amounts of money, and hopping right in the booth and literally talking about it. Like, first bar, I was like, fuck this shit, I'm about to just go rap. And I just walked in the booth and rapped about it, like, what the fuck? Like, and it was freestyle, so it was just, that right there to me, like, if you actually go back and listen to that, and I feel like later on, if I ever do make it, they're gonna be like, damn, they're gonna go back to Black Jesus and be like, this shit was fucking nuts, nigga. Like, it's some straight hit classic Omaha shit. And it don't sound like nobody else. Like, none of us sound like, we can do shit like everybody else. Like, we can do trap, we could definitely do lyrical, we could
Everything.
definitely do battle rap, whatever you want to
It's
do, we
very
can do it.
versatile.
I guarantee
The
you.
way.
Probably better than a lot of niggas. But at the same time, like, we're all different. Like, I'm raspy as fuck. People call me Jadakiss, but I'm really not like Jadakiss stuff. Like, I kinda am, but it's way different. And like, this dude, he's got like this, he can double, he can triple. He's got that super new school Lil Uzi type feel to him. Trippy Red kind of feel to him, but at the same time, Midwest, like, dark, evil, like,
Body shit.
crazy, like Comethazine. Like, if you know any of these new school rappers, like, he's got like a nice little jambalaya of like what the kids want to hear these days. So it's cool to have that, because he's not too old, not too young, but he also can relate way more than I can.
He's not
You know
stuck
what I
in the
mean?
90s.
He's not, and I'm not either. But at the same time, like when I rap with him, it makes me realize this is really what most people want to hear, or this is what some people want to hear, and we do it our own way. So I like it. It's like a good balance, you know.
Yeah.
And even BK, like he's the gangster of the group. Like he's the Snoop Dogg gangster, like the Crip. Like you gon' know exactly what the fuck is going on with this nigga. Like at all times, I can
Look at his
put the
fucking
glasses
logo.
on, and you know what I'm saying. He's gonna just.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he doesn't do it in just like a gangster manner. Like he sings, he raps, he does all the different shit that makes it just
I'm very
new.
versatile with this.
Yeah.
Versatile crippin'.
So,
Versatile.
but yeah, it's just crazy to me. Like, I feel like, and a lot of people are starting to realize it now, and because I've gotten hella messages and people being honest, like, who is that? What's going on? Oh, y'all in Wichita? Oh, because really we've been holding shit down. I just feel like, dude, should we be more in your face about it, or should we wait till people actually start talking about it? That's like what it's kind of more like sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Be humble or like get on niggas' asses, like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm with all that.
And that's just how it comes sometimes. But
I'm in the in between.
you gotta find
You know what I'm saying?
find a happy
Like,
medium, because as a rapper, I
yeah.
feel like you're supposed to be humble, but you're also supposed to be.
You gotta have that. You gotta have that in between. You know what I'm saying?
People too scared to beef. Like if we're not shooting at each other, what does it matter? Like let's rap and stimulate some fucking interest. Like
Yeah.
look at what happened to fucking look what happened to Katie. What's his Keelan Johnson, Katie, and Bars, Kenny Bars from Lincoln.
Yeah.
Nigga, I know they was doing shit and all that, but after their beef, for one thing, one of them got like 1 million views or some crazy ass shit, and in the other ones, they still got hella views and people were talking about it. This is happening in Lincoln, and we in Omaha, like, who won? What's going on? Oh, I wonder what's going. You know what I'm saying? And it still travel. Like I still see Bars having a lot of shit coming from that. But even better than that, years later, they squashed it and threw a show.
Facts.
And stimulated a hella big ass show for Lincoln. Like this,
Because it was all just an act.
it probably was, you know. And actually, I wouldn't say it was, but I would say it's that what I'm talking about. It's that
Like,
friendly sportsmanship.
Yeah.
We ain't really beefing.
No,
but
they-
you think you so tough, and you the hottest Lincoln rapper. I want to see what you about.
They just
Let's
wanted
see.
to make it a hot
You
feud.
know, I respected it. Like I love battle rap. I love like beef rap. I love the culture of it. I feel like it adds an element to rap. So
I fuck with it.
for real, like Mobb Deep in them. Like I'm talking about even way back, like 50 Cent. Like I still go listen to 50 Cent and Cameron's beef. Like it's just little shit that you always gonna remember. KD and Bars. 20 years from now, nigga, we gonna be like, remember when Bars and KD's niggas battle? That shit was crazy. Go look on YouTube. For real, youngsters, it's on there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And he's not lying about the views either, and it's just from
dead
from
ass, that
Lincoln.
shit went crazy. That shit went
Yeah.
nutty.
Oh, yeah.
Like they definitely got over 20,000 on every one of them, on SoundCloud and YouTube. And you know, I just saw Screwface, because that's one of the homies too. I remember when I did a show with him. We did a show with him when he first blew up. He first graduated from college, and he mentioned it on the show. But he went from that to now he in LA talking about, I'm coming back to Lincoln. Y'all see me, I'm in Lincoln, the beach behind me. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, what the fuck? He just did a song with, he's been doing songs with Dax.
Yeah.
He been doing songs, I think he did a song with Tech. Shout out to Seuss. Seuss just did a song with Tech. Shout out to the homies.
Shout out gang, man.
He on his album, as a matter of fact. Number 2.
Can't wait to
Number
touchdown
2.
back in the top.
Push play. That motherfucker's crazy.
We
But
get back to Kansas.
it's just crazy shit like that. Like, and that's why I started making it a point for Kansas, for Iowa, for Lincoln, for the Midwest. Like I'm preaching the Midwest. Like
Sioux Falls got some good scene
facts,
too.
if you a part of the Midwest and you want to network, that's what it's all about.
Yes,
I can
we
connect you
trying
with some
to
shows.
work.
We can help you
work.
set up a tour. I don't want shit. I want you to make it.
If you're not afraid,
Nigga.
like if you're afraid to travel 2-3 hours to these bigger cities
Facts.
that are same size
Use
cities.
your gas. Look, I'll tell you like this. I put my gas in the tank and went to Wichita, made money, and we could have all got free drinks. Me and him got free drinks. They were like, we do drinks for the people who perform. I'm like, damn, we done came up. I got gas back. I'm cool. Like, I was kind of stressed for a little bit because I put the last bit in here, but okay. Twan put me, or Lil Heaven put me in there, got me some gas.
Go out of town with a couple shirts to sell. And
yeah, I sold 2 CDs. Like,
and the best part is
someone cash at me like I ain't.
You're more likely to find one fan that'll buy a bunch of shit off you from an out of town show than you are to find one fan that's me, guys. By the way, I'm the one fan in Omaha.
Facts.
If you don't believe me, go check your merch tables and see who's buying it. I mean, that's why I drive the point of people make. When you go out of town, you will find that one guy that will like you and buy a bunch of your shit, because when they find out you're not from town, they're gonna. Trust me, you guys probably sell your merch every time you go. Every time you probably run out of merch before your last show.
Sometimes we really need to get. That's why I say you gotta take this shit serious, and I realize it, but it's so hard because life will get in between everything. We all got kids, like
family, kids, and
more than one, except for him.
I only got one eye having, no more. Uno más.
Crazy out here, like it gets crazy, and our kids is getting old. Like shit is getting crazy.
Take family first, guys. That's definitely a big one, and that's one thing we can all appreciate from you is that you will put your family first.
Oh yeah, family the reason why I'm doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Family is a big part of this.
Clearly, your brother's doing it together, so that's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? That's one of the big reasons for this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make this family something. Remember. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact, and it's crazy because I feel like, you know what I'm saying. This is it could take you to all kind of places if you really just focus on your task. Like if you got shirts, CDs, stickers, shit like that, you could really pay. I've seen people travel and pay their rent off traveling.
Facts.
Like shout out to Zeus too. He been doing this shit. He's in his I think his 40s, and I know he got a Benz and a nice chain. Like, come on, man, you don't got no job. Yep. Like what? That's what I want to be at. I want to be like him. You know
and I guarantee you, most of his money is not from streaming either.
Yeah,
like you guys get so hooked up on streaming.
He tours constantly. He has a 60-day tour right now.
It's selling merch and getting paid a couple $100 a show.
But them connections too are vital because when we were in St. Louis, we got interviewed right when we walked in by some video. I forgot about that.
I remember.
Yeah, we got it's just so much shit has happened just from traveling that never would have happened if we stayed at home. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Tulsa,
nuts.
I ain't even
we can't even get into it.
It was just crazy. Like,
see that, guys? Don't be.
We'll be back.
Even if it's a 6-8 hour drive, it is definitely worth it.
And they told me straight up, they know about Omaha. They told me straight up, they were like, we pay artists.
The man first stream.
It was like, we pay artists to come out. If you prove yourself, like, we rap for them. They was fucking with us.
We even had one of the owners come up there and start rapping with us.
Facts. They gave us free drinks again. You can get free drinks 9 times out of 10.
Down in Oklahoma, they had a thing called Luna Fest and had about 8 of our artists down there.
And I'm mad because, again, shout out to Strikes. He was hollering at us about it, but we be having so much, like, I don't really reach out for shows. They reach out for me, so I be kind of like, I do reach out a little bit. I ain't gonna say it like I don't ever reach out, but I don't reach out that much. Like, I'm really reserved. Because at the end of the day, we trying to get CDs out. We trying to get videos done. We trying to get content out. We trying to get TikTok took over. We trying to figure out dance moves. We trying to do everything that could put us on the next step. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about how cold you are, really. It's about how you can market yourself. I've heard some trash niggas get
I've heard too many trash.
Hey,
too many trash.
So if you dope and you got the
marketing your brand, you guys have got to be professional. Treat it as a business.
Y'all see my brand?
They got logos.
I'm
still trying to make a logo.
I'm trying to make a logo for everybody to be real.
You see our logo? You got a logo?
X9, shout out to X9.
Okay,
you got a logo? You will always have a logo.
That's gang. That's gang. I'm talking about.
We need our own logos. Everybody needs.
No, but no, this is just
like.
Does
anybody have Black Forces?
This is just the first one. This is just the first logo.
I would definitely
one Black Force.
Logos change. That's the best part because logo change with taste.
I got more logos. I have more.
And again, a logo is what sells you.
Exactly.
They do judge books by its cover. So you have a nice logo, and again, ask half these dummies that are wearing band shirts about the band and they have no idea. And you know what? Sometimes that advertisement sucks, but at the same time, it's still advertisement.
Again,
if you haven't noticed, I wear a different local shirt on every episode. I've done 21 episodes and I've worn 21 different shirts. And I've been asked about, oh, is that a so-and-so shirt? I wore a JBM shirt. Is that a JBM shirt? You know, that's because your logo sells yourself, guys.
That's crazy.
Shout out to
that's
Merch by Marcus.
Merch by Marcus designed my logo. He does all my prints. He's my official merch guy.
That's dope.
You know, I don't even sell fucking merch, guys, and I have a fucking branding. Like, get off your asses. I do this shit for you guys. Like, I don't sell my shit. I give it away.
We got some
Like,
work from.
and people know my logo, but don't know your guys' you know, other artists' logos because you're like the assassin. Logoless. You know, so
on your Pippin.
It's gonna be a Timberland boot.
Well,
like,
actually, yo,
if the Super Saiyan wheelchair don't catch your attention,
But see, that might be a copyright. I can use that for a mixtape, but I couldn't like brand.
See, that's why we kind of went away from what we were, because the first year Monopoly is supposed to be the Monopoly Man, money bags.
Yeah,
But we
you
just
know,
customized them out. But it's just too, there's so much with this copyright shit. That's why I'm trying to get shit like official in every avenue, because this shit can get you paid.
and cross your T's and dot your I's, guys. Like,
I think that's one of the biggest.
Like,
lessons, if
fucking-
anything, cross your T's and dot your
just
I's.
double check everything you're doing.
Ass cap, be
God,
like-
all that shit.
Like, double check anything anybody's having you sign. Don't get yourself into sketchy situations. Avoid the Stoner Jordans of the fucking world. I know you, I know you guys like them, but avoid the fuck out of fucking mistakes.
I ain't gonna lie. He cool because he ain't never came at me
Because
like that.
because he can't
He
push
never
you
came
over.
at me like that.
But-
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you, there's
I
a
don't
bunch
know
of
what
you
he
guys
doing out
that
here, but he ain't did it to me.
that get pushed over by that cat. Don't fucking get taken advantage of him by.
I've heard some stories, but he ain't did it.
Like, don't get pushed over by it. And I'm just a fan and know that dude's a fucking scab.
pushing over.
Unless you guys have a strong fucking muscle, don't fuck with him.
Oh god.
I'll show you later.
Muscle don't mean shit
Nah,
nowadays.
cool. I mean,
All
What's
that.
that, muscle?
I
He
just-
said unless you got a strong muscle.
Well, I mean,
muscle.
no, I
Oh,
mean like a
God,
mouth.
All that muscle.
But look,
Like a
Air it
mouth.
out. Air it out.
But look,
Learn how
Chill,
learn
big fella.
learn how to
You might
defend
fuck
yourself
out of
with
my
words.
logo,
stressed out. No, but no, the crazy thing, how I look at, there's a lot of stoners. No, I don't even want to say that. There's a lot of people that
There's a lot of people that will take advantage of
in the
you.
city doing
Everywhere.
that same shit, or that stop doing that shit they used to do. That
And it's
shit.
not just promoters, it's
For real.
venues and it's other artists.
There's a lot of niggas on that tip.
So just
If they hitting you up asking you to pay money for some shit, don't do it.
double check with
If you ain't on enough to get asked right away and to get put on with the shit, if they ain't heard about you, ain't buzzed enough for niggas to be like, yeah, I want you. That's why I'm gonna be asking for these big shows. I want a nigga to be like, hey, Killer, can y'all come do Side Baby? Finally.
Facts.
Finally, you motherfuckers asked. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not just gonna be like, hey man, how much to get on Side Baby? $500. What, nigga? That's my rent. I'm cool. What the fuck? That's half the rent, nigga. No.
I'm not even going. I'm gonna
when
sell a
somebody
couple
tells
shirts.
if somebody tells you
So
a price over 50, 60
No.
bucks to play a show, you should look at them like they're
Bro,
crazy
and
guys.
the crazy thing is, I'm
Come in
connected.
and say what?
I'm connected with people.
They gotta pay me. I'm
That's
the
what I'm
artist.
saying,
I'm the
like-
talent.
No, I mean if you're an up and coming guy, there's guys.
That's a fact.
there-
They getting skipped
trust
out
me.
here. They getting shook.
Yeah,
Some of you
they
new
getting
guys,
shook. We ain't getting
There's
shook. though
there's
for
nothing
this
wrong
way.
with these newer guys with no real following to pay to
paying
be
on
on
some
a,
shit. I
a
respect
bigger
that.
show.
It's not,
But if you're getting took for $100 to play to be on a show as an opener,
and you know it's not even gonna be lit like that.
Yeah.
And then if you're paying,
Watch that.
You would think
I'm a wall.
that it's gonna make you want to do like more promotion and all that, but it don't. It kind of, I feel like it depress you.
it does
Like
because
nigga, like I'm on the show, but I had to really come out my pocket. Like how I'm gonna do this? Now I'm stressed.
You
out.
really had to do
I
the
gotta
promoter's
make some
work.
Shit happen. I got to do the promoter's work. Like what?
the whole
No,
point of
fuck
a
that.
promoter is to sell the tickets
That's
for
what
you,
I'm
not
saying.
you to sell
I
the
mean,
tickets
if I'm
for them.
the
It's
artist
levels to
and the
it, bro.
promoter, then I'm getting all the money.
That's what I'm saying. Like y'all gonna have to bust me down with
Facts.
more money.
Bust.
But again,
I need that back end.
The most important
crazy.
part, guys,
You know what I'm
is
saying?
just,
Back in
just
that
to
nigga.
double check everything you're off. You know,
You know?
when it comes to your brand, make sure it's
Get that bread.
it's on you. You know, you don't want to, like you said, watch out for that copyright because sometimes that'll bite you in the dick.
No cap.
Like,
Or go get just take that shit through the proper channels and go do what y'all supposed to do to get y'all their bread, bro.
Yep.
For real.
Like, the best thing you can do is file a copyright.
Yeah.
Yeah, on God. Go.
I mean, you don't do an LLC because taxman watches you, but do
I mean,
copyright.
unless you ready for that.
If you're
Still, that's why you gotta be careful with that because this shit come with bills and checks and balances.
and a third of everything you make,
Exactly, like you better
Remember
make
that.
sure you filing some shit and
because
filing.
they treat you like a small business
People
owner.
been slipping on that shit. Like I hope all these artists that's doing these shows is really like signed to BMI or ASCAP or the other one. I hope they going through the channel to make sure that the venue sends the information to get, because you get paid every time you go on stage. If you sign to like BMI and shit, every time you go on stage, they pay you money for that. So like people like us that's traveling and then did like 30, 40, 50 shows this last year or some crazy shit like that, you could have been getting paid for all that. You know what I'm saying? On the other end, because we're not making thousands of dollars. You got to think, you got to add some of these little incomes up to make it mean something.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And that's the other thing. So some of these guys that have made a lot of money off this, it's from 100 different sources, guys. It's not just from streams. It's not just from YouTube views that they became a millionaire.
People always think
You
you
know?
get a million views you want. Now that definitely, I just thought about this.
It helps, but
it helps like on an aspect of marketing or commercialing or being able to like to be able to sell yourself outward more. But that ain't gonna be no direct fat ass check. Like you might,
Nope.
I think it's like what you might get 20 rack, maybe. You're not a millionaire.
You get a
Yeah.
million views, then what?
You better get 100 million if you want to get $1 million.
well, the million views, do they turn into 10 tickets or do they turn into 1,000 tickets?
Right.
It's how you market yourself after them views.
Exactly.
And so some of you guys do have high stream numbers out there, but you're
A
not.
lot of people in
like-
Omaha got high ass stream.
But
numbers.
here's the problem: they're
What
not
the fuck?
networking to the towns where their streams are
And it's
coming
crazy
from.
because everybody keeps talking about these fake streams. Like, who's buying
fake
streams?
Well, they're
I
not.
want to know.
How
Show
was
me
that
the
put
tea.
right? Show us the
I'll
one.
buy
Right?
some.
Oh God, you got who? You got
I'll
streams,
buy
you got
some of your
streams for sale?
streams.
Who got streams for sale?
Got
I
streams
sell
for
them.
sale.
I sell them. I start
Streams
telling
for
everybody,
sale.
you guys are paying me for every time I stream your shit on Spotify.
Oh God.
that premium cost me, guys.
That's what I said. But look, I don't believe in like cheating the system. I'm just saying like at the
Everything we
end of
got
the
is
day, people
organic,
take this
and I
shit.
love that.
People take this shit too serious.
Well, so what
though.
they say about paying for streams is it all boils down is they pay to be put on somebody's playlist,
But at the end
and
of the
so that playlist will get streams.
Hell yeah.
Now, if that stream works
Oh,
out
it's
to
not-
where you retain maybe 5,000 of them, 50,000 streams, and you can retain 5,000 of them on another monthly basis, that's cool as fuck. Only if you hit where them 5,000 are coming from. Because
That's
them
what I'm
5,000 are not from Omaha.
I kind of feel like
People
they
do
all
not
over the
realize
place.
their
I
streams
kind of
aren't
feel like
from
though, I kind
hometown.
of feel like that's the equivalent of doing like PlayStation or not PlayStation, the networking thing, Facebook networking. Like when you pay for the promotion, the paid
Yeah.
promotion. I feel like that's almost the same.
And that's why when guys talk shit about people doing it, I don't they're not making.
That's what a record label
you
gonna do.
you pretend like they made
That's what a
$1,000
record
off
label
them
do.
streams.
Exactly.
Everybody knows you're getting pennies
You're
on
not
the
getting
fucking
shit.
cent there. You know, you're not
I
getting
know a couple
nothing.
niggas in the city that showing like 50, 60
It's-
to $100 checks. Off
What's
of
embarrassing is if them guys that
They
did
were just
do that
fired.
don't then know how to retain the few streams they did. Because you listen to a playlist every once in a while, you're like, oh, that song's hot.
Yeah.
And then you find a new artist.
Yeah.
And that's what happens to these guys. But then they don't know how to target them new ones they got from that playlist they paid to
Exactly.
put on. And again, guys, there's nothing wrong with that if you're doing it to market yourself in a way to market yourself. If you're doing that just to pop off, you're dumb as fuck.
Right.
Because that ain't going to work.
It's not.
I mean, it's worked for a few people and they got lucky and actually had skills.
See, what it amounts to is like you just gotta promote yourself, right? You gotta get your shit out. Someone said it was crazy. Someone said
Branding, guys.
Someone said when you don't do your shit like how you supposed to, you really just rapping for an empty ass room.
Yeah.
Like for real, if you go pay $500 for a video, but you ain't got no following, you ain't got no back end, you ain't got no nothing. You're just doing the video because you want to be the next cool nigga that think he about to get 1 million views off his video.
You're Rebecca Black playing Friday, guys.
Let's be honest.
Like,
Let's be honest.
no
like,
offense, Rebecca Black. I know you got beat up on the internet for that, but that's what happens when you spend $15,000 of mommy's money to make a music video,
She is
and,
still real.
and then expect not to get made fun
And you
of.
fucked off. Like it's You
Like-
gotta have and I'm guilty of it
up.
because I bought a lot of videos and it was cool because at first
You
all my videos were
fucked
getting
up.
good views, but on the back end they kind of started falling
What's
off a little
that,
bit,
Sensei?
and it was due to me not having the same
You
amount of
fucked
energy
up.
to push my shit
Yep.
outwards. I was kind of losing it. I was going through shit again. I was like, all right, let me figure this out. I dropped like Jesus, figured all that shit out. You know, got a new invigoration. My people.
You guys have been
going hard,
everywhere
so
this year.
That, man, and the last
Man.
year, to be real, it was
Yeah.
So-
crazy.
We try
I
to
mean,
go
it's-
any and everywhere
it's
that
just like-
accept us, bro.
it's
If y'all
just
trying to
like-
work, what's goody?
It was a lot of.
Again, guys, did you just hear that? You want
If
to
y'all
work?
y'all want to work,
Oh.
what's up?
And that's the other thing is
Facts.
we're definitely down to work with everybody. Like,
You know, that's
and
the whole
especially
point of
right
our
now,
podcast here.
Because
This
I
ain't
feel
my-
like,
But y'all niggas gotta come with that shit.
well, that,
Yeah,
and I
I'm
just
telling
feel
you.
like it's got to be soon because, like, we are we quiet about a lot of shit, but we're connected. People will post something, and if they don't notice, like, we know exactly who. They'll be in a whole other state, and we know exactly
Oh,
who on the
God.
show.
Facts.
They are good friends. As a matter of fact, bro about to do some big shit over here, and then bro over here is doing some big shit. So when you're surrounding
Like,
yourself
ping,
with
pow,
people,
ping, pow.
just like
Yeah.
a lot of people who surrounding themselves around people in the city who's doing real good shit right now, it's going to elevate you. Whether they mean to, you mean to or not. Just being around that person, seeing their elevation gonna rub off on you from communication, from features, shit like that.
That's right.
Like, it's crazy to see your people elevate from a level when y'all was just over here doing this, and now all of a sudden, bro, is like, pew. And it was
Right.
just from, like, for instance, I'm like one of my bros, Seuss, he even say, like, how he ended up getting on Tech Nine's album, even though he's been done shows with all kinds of people, opened up for all kinds of people and all that shit. The real thing that shed the light on him, and he's done, me and him have done a contest or two for Tech. He's done multiple Tech
On
contests,
everything.
and shows for him and all kinds of shit. I actually done met him a couple of times, but
Yeah.
finally what it took was him doing that Redman challenge that just dropped a little bit ago. And then everybody was doing it. And after he did the Redman challenge, people was, oh, it's dope, it's dope.
Which
And
one,
then
the slapper
Tech
nigga?
commented on it. Oh, this is fucking fire. And
Yeah.
then from
That
there
goes
it
back
was
to-
a railroad.
KG Boo's doing his competition.
Yeah.
A lot of guys talk shit about them. Guys, honestly, if it's costing you a few bucks to enter and it's something you put your heart into, what did you just hear here?
Right.
A success story from one of them competitions.
Well, and see, the other thing is I saw a like
Now, and then be very weary about
And-
some of them
and
because
look,
some of them are
and-
predators.
Well, and this was and also in his defense, this was like a bar challenge. Like you record a one-shot video, send it in, everybody does that.
Yeah.
And they rate it. But the other homie, he did something. Not even the homie, but I fuck with bro. Scars. Shout out to Scarsworth.
Oh, God.
He's been getting a lot of traction off of them little
Wow,
bars
Scars.
challenges and shit. Like Mickey Facts and all them was commenting back and talking about doing shit with him off of these bar challenges and shit. I thought that was fire. I'm like, I like to see people making moves like that. Like somebody's about to blow up on this bitch.
So
Two
speaking
C's,
of
two C's,
What up,
two
Wyatt?
C's.
Shout out to Wyatt Riddle too.
Yeah.
speaking of making moves, since there's three of you, this question is going to fit perfect. I like to kind of get towards the end of the interviews with what I call our dream collabs.
Okay.
You guys get, since it's three of you, I'm limited in it. You each get to pick a person, any genre,
Oh, shit.
they're
Here we
living,
go.
dead. You can predict. Quincy Jones is your producer. Prince on the guitar.
Oh my
Alright,
God,
this
this
is
is crazy.
Youngin probably already knows.
Dream collab, huh?
Yeah.
Dream collab.
How many?
Oh,
It's got to be just one collab.
Just one.
Can I have people on it though?
Yeah.
Oh God! All right, y'all go first.
Oh, I do. XXX Tentacion.
I knew that.
Oh, God.
I knew that was coming.
Oh God, I definitely do that.
It's so tough for me, bro, because it's too many.
2019 pass,
Either
I think so. Didn't he die in 19?
I do believe so.
or was it 18?
It was one of the two. I want to
19.
say. Oh no, it was 19.
19. Yeah, but I believe I would have to
Oh, I know what I would do,
either
but I'd get
I
flamed.
thought it was December 18th.
Kid Corduroy
Bro.
got some dope
row. I would have to
poster of
do-
him on his wall,
I would
like a
have to do-
blanket,
I would
throw
have to do
blanket,
zero.
with him, Little Peep, and
Uh,
That's my
well, I gotta pick
zero.
somebody different. 'cause
Zero
you
to
did
crooked.
zero.
Zero to Crooked, Texas. King of the Ghetto.
Mo
City
stand
denied.
up. Shout out to Young Pope. Shout out to
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Screw.
Pistol
You know what I'm
P.
saying? All them
And
Pistol
Reginald
P.
Hicks.
You know
All
what I'm
that
saying?
Houston
Shout out to the
homies.
gang. You know what
Fella.
I'm saying?
Alright, nigga.
Slim
But,
Thug,
alright, so
Paul
yeah.
Wall.
Hold
You
on,
know what I'm
hold
saying?
on.
Johnny
Nah, I
Dang.
was talking about people
Johnny
I
Dang.
actually
Paul
know.
Wall.
I'm talking about
I'm
people I
coming.
Oh
actually
yeah,
know.
we met DJ
I'm
Screw.
coming.
No, not
But
DJ
not
Screw.
Screw, but
DJ
Reginald Hicks.
DJ Red.
Red.
DJ Red.
Red.
Lil
Yeah.
Flips
Red.
DJ.
Yeah.
When he was in Houston. That's bro.
Shout out Flipper Ratchet.
My dream. Okay. My dream collab.
Zach
Shit.
Pop.
I would mix it together, right? It would be Nate Dogg, Rick James,
Rick James.
Oh,
Royce the 5'9",
Here you go, bro.
This nigga hot.
He said Rick James.
and
Royce the 5. Hey, that's gonna be a fire ass.
fire.
That is-
Oh, and DJ Screw,
yeah, that's gonna be
like
fire.
on the beat.
So you want to hear
You
a
know what I
funny
mean?
story about
That's
Rick
gonna be-
James?
That would be hard as fuck.
Rick
that'd be hard
James'
as
first
fuck.
band was with Neil Young
For,
out of
Damn.
Canada called the Mayan Freebirds. He played bass for him at 16.
damn.
That's lit.
Rick James is the GOAT.
Neil,
I just had to.
please release them fucking tapes,
Right.
Neil. I want them. I want
Fucking
16-year-old Rick James, you fucking dick. Give me the Mayan Freebirds. Like, how dope would that be to listen to fucking young Rick James?
That'd be
That
dope as
before
shit.
he got all, like, I bet you he was really dope then. Before he got all fucked.
No pun intended.
All right.
Cold-blooded.
So my next one, you guys are stuck listening to one song the rest of your life. It's not on repeat, but anytime you hear music play, it's this song.
This is easy.
Yeah, it had to be something from my squad all day.
Best answer ever.
That was a
Fuck
good
you guys.
answer. That was
All
a good
day.
answer.
All day.
No offense to y'all, but I
No, like on some real shit, like
I like that.
The Dream collab shit would probably be Zero and others. It's a couple of them. I can't. It's too many to even name. But like if I like, it'd be my gang. This is my favorite in the whole entire world.
I like
You
that.
know what I'm saying? In the whole entire world, I'd rather listen to our shit than anybody. You
You
know what I'm saying? I,
If I had to choose this shit,
bottom dollar, my dollar against your dollar. I'm rolling with the squad.
I like that.
Everything.
Assassin, how about you?
Hold on, no, you skip past him.
Alright,
No, no,
showtime.
we going like this. Oldest to youngest.
Alright, I know what I would do. Alright, I would do. Y'all gonna clown me for this too, but I would do Lil Uzi Vert, 20 minutes.
All right, yeah.
20 more minutes.
Hey, can I be with him too so I can have 2 songs?
Nice.
Because I already listen to that song every day, so
You
like
know what I'm
if it
saying?
just
Because
randomly
it'd be
came
something
on,
from the squad.
I would just probably
Then,
be
you know what I'm
cooking,
saying?
just
We
randomly
listen to
come
that
on,
20
I'm just
minutes
like-
thugging together. I hit the shoulders too in the
I hit the
background.
That
shoulders.
Draco.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
I
Draco.
was about to say, I could listen to
Yeah, some
probably
Draco.
Either if not Draco, Shoot a Baby. Nigga, stop
Yeah.
playing. You think this crazy worth your life? Then nigga go ahead and take it.
Shout out to Stinks.
Killers on standby and they ready to shoot a baby.
That's
All right,
crazy.
but if not that, I'll probably,
Probably some other wild ass shit.
oh, bruh, it was about to. I just changed that shit too.
I hate you.
Bro, no cap, I'd probably, off of Black Jesus have Star Child.
Okay.
Real shit, that shit is a
Shout out
banger.
to
Every
C.
time that shit
I
comes
Love
on,
the Black Jesus.
I love y'all niggas.
shout out my nigga Jimmy. But real shit, that shit is crazy. And shout out Rival.
Yes, sir.
Y'all niggas
That
old,
shit is
bro.
crack.
Y'all, if y'all ain't heard it, y'all gotta go check it
That
out.
shit is crack.
King Killer
But isn't it
2X,
number 11?
Star Child.
Yeah, but we got a lot of
Number
projects dropping, man. Oh yeah, and then One Star 2. You know what I'm saying?
Hard
That was-
copies.
The hard copies about to drop
Shout
soon.
out
We
to Merch by Marcus.
Merch by Marcus Dupree. All that.
He does almost everything under the sun, guys.
Oh yeah,
Holla-
he did
holla at
my
bro.
album, our group album. He's gonna do our group album.
He's gonna do my solo
We just
projects.
gonna go through
I
him.
got
It's just
solo
easy.
projects.
Keep
He
it
does, like again, he does all my
Keep it in
prints.
the-
I
keep it in
mean,
the
Like,
people.
hopefully I can come back to you when we get some of these done.
And I know I'm gonna have some people out of town tuning in.
oh
to
no,
this.
these
Nah,
aren't one
we
and
gonna
done
check in with
interviews,
bro,
guys.
too.
These are just the first introductory rounds. After
Right.
this, we're gonna have a whole nother round where we come back and dissect your entire
yeah.
CDs.
Oh yeah.
Like
it's
what we're
going
gonna
down.
do, you're gonna come back.
It's
We're gonna
going
figure
down.
out who
Oh.
engineered it. Why'd you pick your engineer?
We
Why
got-
you pick
we
these
got-
track
we got a
layouts?
lot.
I could talk forever. We got
That's why-
stories all day.
We're
But
gonna be
We'll,
here.
every time
before
we
I
come, it's gonna be
before I wanted
They
to
got
start
more
getting
music stories.
into them, I
Definitely.
wanted to introduce everybody to the
Definitely.
artist.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
That way, if they're
That's
looking at
smart.
that way if they're looking at a CD, well, I want to know
Let
more
them
about
get
this
to know the
artist. That's
identity.
why This way, other artists learn about us.
Exactly.
That way, if somebody wants a feature or somebody's looking for a
gonna think I'm
producer,
the
they're gonna be
person
like,
that
"Well, this
people-
dude was talking real fire about this guy." You know,
Bro,
that's why
chill, killer.
on this podcast, it's not dick riding when you name drop. It's important to name drop so other people know that these names are out
Shout
here.
out to Schwinn.
We're gonna say half the city.
Shout out to Lil
We're gonna
Heavy
say
and
half the
Schwinn.
Midwest
And
name
Only
on
Man.
this.
And my
Because
nigga Pro.
if you're friends
Oh, God,
with
shout out.
me
Here's the
and we
pack.
don't have the same mutual friends, you should probably redo your list.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's what I love. Is
I
that
mean,
I'm
I have
starting to see
300
my out of town friends.
I
in
got
y'all.
380, 390 artists on my page, guys. Like, you should have every one of them on yours.
Facts.
Right.
Like, that's the only way you'll work.
I got the
it's-
max amount of
and you'd be
everything
amazed.
on
You can-
all that shit.
You can hook up with just the oddest genre of people, too, and make amazing music. So my final question, guys, before we wrap this interview up,
Yeah.
you can either do it as a team
Yeah.
or do it individually.
Okay.
You get 7 words to describe what you want to do with your music.
Shit. Take over the motherfucking world.
I was gonna say something along that effect.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn, I think that fits perfect.
I think I was gonna say take over the motherfucking city or something crazy.
Head to the motherfucking top
Take over
on
the
gate.
world.
Motherfucker.
I like that.
You trying to bust open them walls? I mean, I don't know. Some people look at Omaha like, oh, they ain't really got too many people from there that's doing it like that. We trying to change that. We trying to change that outlook. You know what I'm saying? Like,
There's so many, and the best part about our talent here, just like you guys
look at
sitting
your
here,
wall. That's proof, bro.
we have 3 people on the same team that are 3 distinct genres of hip hop and rap.
Yeah.
3 different
I'm very
And this-
styles and brands on the same team.
This is just a piece of
Right
the first
here
string
is
pie
just
right here.
1% representation of the amount of talent in Omaha. And that's the best part is everybody here is, there's a few cookie cutter guys, but for the most part everybody's so individually
I
talented.
think
and
that's because of the Midwest, man. We just gotta.
we're a
dark
fucking melting pot,
melodic and different. Like
you know.
when you listen to like Tech Nine and you listen to Twista, you listen to even the drill scene. Just think about it. I started thinking about this more deeply. When you listen to like drill music, they got a melody and they dark because they talking about killing each other all the goddamn time.
Bang,
That's
bang.
all they want to do is kill each other. Like they got the most
Y'all niggas
darkest
are right
music.
across the street.
But exactly, but like you go to even like Kanye, he making church music now, still dark. You got, you know what I'm saying? Like it's, and when I say dark, I mean just like not necessarily like
Poppy.
yeah. It's just it's like it's almost got like an evil undertone, like a horror. Like that's why I think that's why so much horrorcore exists here because people just like to hear fucked up, gruesome shit.
What happens when we're all children of the corn? Shout out.
I tend to find a lot of fucked up shit hilarious.
Me too.
Oh,
I don't
God.
know why.
I'll tell you what. There's 2 things that never get old, guys: dark humor and unvaccinated children.
Yo, I'm sick. Yo.
And that's why we're Midwesterners. Oh. Fucking I hate that goddamn meme. On that note, guys, I want to thank you so much for stopping by the Mountain Dew Review.
It was a
It's
pleasure.
been a
It was
pleasure
a pleasure. This
having
was
you
dope.
guys
We
here.
definitely gotta come back.
Hey man, well you got to tap salute with
Oh,
me,
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah, we got it.
2 salute.
Yeah.
One more time.
Yup. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
there you go.
Boom,
Yes,
boom.
sir.
That's
Yes,
like
sir.
that's something we've
that's
been doing
the-
since
that's
we was
the game.
teenagers. It's
First
crazy
String
too
shit,
because
first string shit.
General and L Dot, some of our like younger homies that
Shout out
we rap and shit.
BKFH.
Yeah, shout out to them. They started that. So and we was like older, but we just adapted to it. And it was like we would be somewhere random, maybe even in another state, and people would literally be like, and we'd be like, "What the
Y'all
fuck? How
old,
do
I'm
you
young.
know?"
That's cool as shit.
So we try to keep spreading.
Yeah, I'm
it,
old.
man.
Y'all niggas
That's nice.
old.
OG.
Y'all
That
niggas
nigga,
old.
gangster.
I understand. I
Okay.
know. Y'all
Alright
niggas
then.
old.
I'm experienced.
So the assassin, King Killer,
Gang in this bitch.
OG.
OG that nigga 3 times. BK that nigga gangster. And you already know what it is. First string Monopoly, man. Omaha, Nebraska, and this motherfucker.
First
Mountain
string.
Yes,
Dew.
sir. Stand
Alex.
up. Mountain Dew, we
If
here.
you ain't first string, what the fuck is you here for?
Man.
First string
Up
Monopoly.
recess because
Make
I
sure y'all
don't.
get
Oh, officially, tramp stamp approved.
Let's
Gang,
get
gang,
it on
gang, gang.
God. Gang.